Mom and Dad, I'm doing fine. You guys are on my mind. You asked me what I wanted to be, and now I think the answer is plain to see. I wanna be famous. I wanna live close to the sun. Oh, pack your bags, cause I've already won. Everything to prove, nothing in my way. I'll get there one day. Cause I wanna be famous. Na 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 na. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous.
Welcome to the Animation Block. I'm your host, Ryder Mitchell, and we're coming to you today with episode 14 of the Animation Block. We've got an amazing lineup of stuff to talk about today, and our first actual video game, animated, cartoonish, kind of connected to Cartoon Networks. We're talking about a video game. All right, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. And it's a new Cartoon Network exclusive iOS and Android game. We're gonna be talking about it's OKKO, Lakewood Plaza. So we're really excited about that. We also are going to be talking about the new Avengers Ultron Revolution. They've released their first teaser. We get our first look at like their new Ultron. We know that certain characters are coming, so we'll be talking about that in also a minute. And then, of course, we have Big Hero 6, the series. So, Big Hero 6 doesn't seem like it's going to be getting a sequel in theaters, but coming 2017 on Disney XD, the movie will be getting its own show. I guess kind of having the same voice cast. Maybe they might be utilizing Stan Lee, because if you guys saw that, the Big Hero 6 movie, you know in the end credits scene, Stan Lee is actually Fred's dad. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. So right now let's start talking about Avengers Ultron Revolution. Okay, so, of course, I'm sure you guys are aware of Avengers Assemble. That is one of Marvel's and Disney XD's animated series. They've got that one. They've got Ultimate Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six, which that's technically just Season 4 of Ultimate Spider-Man. And then, of course, they have Guardians of the Galaxy. They used to have Hulk Agents of Smash, but that got canceled. They've got Guardians. But they're actually changing the name for Season 3 of Avengers Assemble to Ultron Revolution. Now, this season, is all going to be about Ultron rising up again. Hopefully you guys saw the season finale for Season 2 of Avengers Assemble. Ultron's going to be rising up again, and he's going to have the new form, a new army, and he's technically going to be the main villain, along with the Masters of Evil. So the Masters of Evil, they're going to come into play a little bit later in the season, and of course, it's going to consist of Baron Zemo, most likely Enchantress, Abomination, probably Wonder Man, maybe Living Lightning. They're going to be using a bunch of them, but the Masters of Evil are coming. Also, another thing that will be happening this season is the superhero Civil War, which is going to kind of be playing off of the Civil War movie. Tony Stark and Captain America will both have their sides, and they'll be fighting. It's going to be awesome, because this is going to be the first time we see an on-screen Civil War animated thing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully they'll be able to utilize like all the Marvel superheroes, because it's cartoons, so they could use Guardians, they could use Ultimate Spider-Man characters, instead of just using, 5 or 6 Avengers. I'm really excited for that. And then we have the confirmation of a bunch of new characters that will be coming, superheroes. Starting off with Black Panther, he will be joining the Avengers. I'm sure you guys are aware, Ant-Man joined the Avengers last season, so he's already part of it. We're going to have Black Panther, we're going to have Captain Marvel, we're going to have Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. This is going to be her first animated debut, which that's going to be amazing. I freaking love Kamala Khan. Hopefully you guys, read some of her comics. She is awesome. She's actually part of the current Avengers team in the all-new, all-different Marvel universe. So check that out, too. You can get some insight into her. Let's see. I believe that's the only new Avengers that we know of so far. And by the way, the Captain Marvel will be the female Captain Marvel, so I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know, I feel like the coolest thing they could almost do, though, is maybe show some of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, they could do, like, a S.H.I.E.L.D. crossover with Coulson, maybe Quake. I think that, I'm sure you guys, some of you are going to be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans, some of you guys aren't Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans, but they've got Daisy Johnson Quake, and I think that they could utilize her pretty well in animation as well. So expect a bunch of new characters coming, but I cannot tell you guys how excited I am for this. Avengers Assemble, to me, it's not the best show, and in Season 1 and Season 2, they had a very small lineup of Avengers. They weren't using the big mainstream villains. In Season 2, they started to use Thanos, Ultron, of course, but this season I'm excited because we're getting into more of comic booky Avengers with the Masters of Evil, the Civil War, new characters. This first teaser we get, it's just showing out some of the new suits and stuff for the Avengers. We see Ultron, like I said, and that's about it. And it also reveals that the show, I believe it's coming back this month. So if you guys want a review on it, let me know in the comments. I will do a season premiere review. Ultimate Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six, that started a few weeks back. So, like I said, if you want a review on Avengers Ultron Revolution Episode 1, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do it. I'm always watching the show. And that goes with pretty much any other animated series. I'm always watching them, so I don't always talk about them, but I'm always watching them. So I love to do reviews on them, but I'm only going to do them if you guys really want them. So let me know in the comments. And also, just want to let you guys know, if you are a fan of Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which that's probably my favorite Avengers series, that show was amazing. You had the Skrulls, you had all these characters, Wolverine. It was amazing, and same with Wolverine and the X-Men. If you were a fan of that show, and now you're pissed off that it got canceled, and you didn't watch Avengers Assemble Season 1 or Season 2, start watching Season 3 because we're going to be getting into more of that territory. Also, this makes me wonder if in Captain America Civil War, if they're actually going to be setting up the Masters of Evil. The only reason I say that is because Avengers Assemble, and now being titled Avengers Ultron Revolution, it's supposed to mimic the movies. Now, it's not supposed to be identical to the movies. It has its own plot, it's got its own structure, but they tend to mimic the movies. That's why you're going to be seeing the Superhuman Civil War. That's why you saw Ultron last year, and you're going to see Ultron again. So you guys get what I'm getting at. Maybe we're going to see the Masters of Evil come in Captain America Civil War. So I think it's going to have a lot of fun with this. Just let me know in the comment section. I'm very excited to do more stuff on this as it comes out. But like I said, let me know if you want some reviews. Moving on to our second topic of the day. Big Hero 6, the series. So, another kind of Marvel Disney property. Actually, hopefully you guys knew this, but the Big Hero 6, there's actually a smaller comic book from the Marvel line. Disney bought the right. Well, Disney owns Marvel, so they didn't have to really buy the rights, but Marvel just gave up the movie rights right to Walt Disney Animation Studios, where Walt Disney Animation Studios turned it into the big blockbuster hit, family-friendly superhero movie, Big Hero 6. I loved Big Hero 6. Hopefully you guys did too. It's been out for about a year and a half, and it's a lot of fun. You got voice talent like T.J. Miller. You've got Baymax, who he plays Fred. Got Baymax. You've got the guy from New Girl who plays Wasabi. You have Ellen with Tudyk. Yeah, I believe that's his name. Tudyk. He's in pretty much every Disney movie, animated movie. But it's great. And hopefully, also, just want to advertise this. Go see Zootopia. If you're kind of on the fence on whether or not to see Zootopia from the Disney, just go see it. I saw it, and I freaking loved that movie. Probably one of my favorite modern Disney films of the modern era. So it's loosely connected to the Big Hero 6. They're not in the same universe, but they share like the same kind of core bond of the newer animated Disney films. So check it out. If you like Big Hero 6, you're going to like that. And now we got to talk more about the series. So there's not that much info on the series, but it is coming to Disney XD in 2017. Now my guess is it's the same voice talent, it's going to be the same voice actors, and it seems like we're just going to be getting more adventures for the team. Now, I don't know what kind of way the animation is going to look. You have the possibility that the animation could look very much like the same or almost identical to the way it looked in the movies, which that's kind of what I'm expecting, but you also have things like the type of animation for Avengers Assemble or Ultimate Spider-Man, where it doesn't exactly feel as much three-dimensional as it does feel two-dimensional. and kind of like more looking like a comic book. So I'm kind of wondering, if you watch some of the Cartoon Network shows, like it doesn't have that three-dimensional look to it. They've got more of a two-dimensional look to it. So I kind of wonder. I feel like it'd actually kind of be cool if it looked that way. I'm also hoping that we get into more of the lineage of Stan Lee. Like I feel like they could do some really awesome stuff. You could almost have Stan Lee be a main character. Stan Lee does so much voice work, you don't even know. And pretty much any Marvel animated series, he's in not almost every episode, but if you had 10 episodes, he's in probably 5 of those episodes. He's in about 50% of almost every Marvel animated property. So this is a Marvel and Disney property, and I think that it's going to be very awesome to see if maybe he was a main character, maybe he was kind of like the Nick Fury. Like, they could do some really awesome stuff. And also, Stan Lee's getting old, man, and I hate to say it, but who knows much longer he's got. He's awesome, he's very healthy, but, I want to see him honored in the right way, because he is probably one of my favorite and such a role model of an icon for me. And when I do, content on this channel, when we got a pretty cool announcement of a Marvel property show that we're actually going to be doing. It revolves around some X-Men characters, which you'll like, but, when I think about ways I want to see Marvel, and when I think about my theories, I always have to go back to Stan Lee, because without Stan Lee, there's no Marvel comics at all. I mean, there's other people, like, who write them, and, currently there's a lot of great talent, but back in the day, if Stan Lee wasn't there, Marvel might not be what it is. So I want to see him honored in the right way. I also want to see more Baymax and Hero Adventures. They don't have to. I don't know if I want filler episodes. Like, I want them to have some really interesting kind of fun characters and villains that they can fight almost every week. Maybe with some kind of boss villain. I think it'd be very interesting. Also, if it isn't that kind of two-dimensional, Avengers Assemble, Ultimate Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy format, instead of that three-dimensional look, how cool would it be if they decided to cross over Big Hero 6, that animated series, with the Avengers and Spider-Man animated series as well? I think that could be really awesome. Truly, I don't have very many predictions, because I didn't exactly read all the Big Hero 6 comic books from Marvel, and to be honest, those comics are completely different from the way the movie looked. All I can say is that I just think they need to get the same voice talent back. I think they need to get some of the writers, and I think that they just need to honor Stan Lee. Those are the only things. Other than that, I see no other reason for this to fail. It's going to be awesome no matter what, and that's really what I'm excited for. Just more and more of great stuff, just Disney XD kind of thinking outside the box. This also makes me think that Disney has a lot of other properties and stuff that they're working on, meaning that they don't exactly have time to do sequels. They've got Moana, they've got Frozen 2 coming out, plus they have all of what Pixar's doing, then they've got their live action. They're probably thinking, well, we want to do more for Big Hero 6, but hey, we don't have the time to make a sequel. We don't have the money. We want to spend this money that we have on other properties to make more money, more franchises. Hence, Zootopia. Once again, go see the movie. How many times do I have to tell you? Go see it now. There's good reason. It's still the weekend. It's still the weekend. Go for it. See it. Make it happen. I'm very excited to see where they go with Big Hero 6 and this, what they call it. They could call it Big Hero 6 the series. That's my guess. That's what they're going to call it. But I think it's going to be awesome. The other thing is they can't really call it Big Hero 6 2. You know what I mean? Then it becomes Big Hero 62, and you're like, when did it become 62 characters, right? What does that even mean? So hopefully we'll see more and more of it, but I'm hoping Stan Lee's honored, and I'm very excited for it. I will be doing reviews when it does come out, so if that's something you guys are excited for, then get even more excited. Just subscribe to this channel, because we've got a lot of other great stuff coming for other animated series like Powerpuff Girls, possibly, like I said, some more Ultron Revolution. We'll see what happens. And moving on to our final topic of the night, OKKO, Lakewood Plaza Turbo, the new Android and iOS game. Now, right now, you're like, what is this? Well, Cartoon Network has decided to make a big jump and a big leap to create a brand new, kind of group of characters and franchise-ish of sorts, especially just for a mobile game. and that takes some big guts because what Cartoon Network usually does is that they take some of their popular characters from the shows and they make games around them, which works out great. You've got, We Bare Bears, well, I think it's called Free for All, spelled like F-U-R, like fur. They've got Gumball games, they've got Teen Titans games, they've got the whole Cartoon Network Anything app where you can pretty much do anything. I think it's a pretty fun app. Cartoon Network has some underrated apps. That's all I'm going to say. But they're taking a big leap, and I appreciate that, and I think that so far the response to that leap has been great. This OKKO game, it focuses around KO, and he's just this average kind of guy, and you've got his supporting characters and this team around him. And they're just he's going on missions, just doing things around. The gameplay is actually a lot of fun. You move with your left hand, and you fight, and you slide, and you kick, and you punch with your right hand. The animation for the game, it's interesting. It feels very cartoony. And the other great thing is there's an actual story going on, too. It's like a story game. And you get these, every now and then, when you go on a different mission, you get these, I'd say like 3-minute tap-throughs, where you tap through the game, you just keep tapping the screen, and you get these really awesome kind of story moments, and they're a lot of fun. His mom's like this karate teacher. There's this store owner who's actually a lot of fun. He's very funny. This big buff guy, and he's kind of old too, and he just wears a tie. He doesn't wear a shirt, but a tie. A lot of fun there. What is her name? Ingrid, I believe her name is. That's this girl that he teams up with all the time. There's like these robot things you have to fight off, which is pretty interesting. There are these machines you have to fight off, and you're protecting the forest. You're trying to rebuild the town, because the town actually, what happens is that everyone drinks this punch, except for KO and his boss, the buff guy with the tie. I forget his name. But the two of them, they have to the buff guy with the tie, he gives KO some instructions, and KO goes and he has to kind of turn everybody back to human, because they're all like zombies now because they drank this thing. I'm sure the game sounds kind of like, what the hell is this? But I'm telling you, it's a really good game. I heard about this through a bunch of different articles. The Cartoon Network, whatever his name is, the head of Cartoon Network, the president of Cartoon Network, was saying how proud they are of this game, and I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And I downloaded it. I was expecting a piece of shit, a piece of crap. Sorry, we're gonna keep this PG. PG. Forget. If I had, I don't have the power to do that beep thing, like the beep, like when you the bleep when you bleep out a word, like bleep. I don't have that button with me. I left it in my other pants. But just crap. I was expecting bad, right, for this. For this game, and I play it, and I have fun with it. I think it was like around 11:30 at night a couple nights ago, and I was getting ready because I was gonna watch another episode of Fuller House. I know you're probably thinking, what the hell's right? I mean, I don't know. I love Full House. I'm a guy for nostalgia, so I was on my phone just about to watch some more. Of course, Fuller House is on Netflix, and I was about to watch it, start a new episode, but I'm like, I'll just download this now real fast, and I'll play it in the morning. And then I just kind of clicked in the app when it downloaded to my iPhone. And I started playing it, and I had a good time. I ended up not even watching an episode of Fuller House because I was so in depth in the game that I fell asleep playing it. No joke. I played it for about a half hour, fell asleep at around midnight, and I'm like, what? I was so looking forward to watching Fuller House, and then I'm like, well, now I gotta go to work and school, and it didn't work out for Fuller House. But the games that I did, I'm just saying, it's worth playing. So go play it, go download it. This also kind of reminds me of what Nickelodeon's doing. I don't know if you guys have seen the Game Shaker show. It's Dan Schneider's new show, or it's not really new anymore. But I'm a big Dan Schneider fan. Drake and Josh, probably one of my favorite sitcoms when I was younger. So of course I checked out Game Shakers. It's an okay show. It's nothing spectacular, not terrible. But one thing that is noticeable, and one thing that I personally think is a smart business move for Nickelodeon is the whole Game Shaker show. It's based upon these kids, and they make new video games. And the games that they actually make on the show, they're they're then released on Nick.com or on the App Store, so then you can download them and play them. And they have like these tie-in games, and they're not really they're not tie-ins, but they're the actual games that they quote unquote make in the show. So it's similar to what this OKKO game is doing. So personally, it's hard for me to describe to you the game, so I just recommend downloading it. If you hate it, then delete it. But like I said, if you're gonna go into that mindset thinking that it sucks, but it's really good. So thank you guys for tuning in to this animation block. I know it's been a while again since we've done another one. Just a quick little update. This March 8th, on Tuesday, I believe, today's the 6th, we have the 1-year Big Bang Network anniversary. We've got some massive announcements coming out, and truly, it's gonna be a heck of a ride. Really, it will be. This next year is going to be a lot of fun. We have episode 4 of Spy Central coming out within the next few weeks. Get ready for that. We have a new episode of Disney Infinity Rivals that's like so close to happening. We just have to film the last battle scene, and then we are good to go to upload that one. We've got the Pirates of the Caribbean versus Tron. We've got our first episode. We just uploaded that. It's been about a month, so I know it's been a while. That's a Joke, the Super News podcast, every Friday. Tune in, watch it. It's me, and we go through a Marvel story, we go through a DC story, we go through a Star Wars story. More animation blocks to follow, and it's just going to be very exciting. No new episode of the Super Rangers podcast from Bryce today. We've had some hacking issues, and just very disappointing. No, I'm just kidding. But it's a whole gimmick we've got for our Spy Central. Just RAM is quote-unquote hacked into the game. Whatever. You'll watch some of the other Big Bang Network videos. They're interesting. But just a couple updates going on with there. We're having a lot of fun with new content coming out on the Big Bang Network. So that's all I can say. It's getting exciting what we're able to do. We're close to 400 subscribers. Personally, that's more than I ever really I want a ton of subscribers for this channel, same with Bryce, but really, this channel was meant to just kind of host Spy Central, Power Rangers Spy Central, our series, and it's become so much more than that, and I'm so thankful that we have other fans here that enjoy things like the Animation Block, That's a Joke, Super Rangers podcast. I mean, we get all of our big network shows on here, and that's what's really amazing. So just a thank you there. And like I said, tune in on Tuesday for our big anniversary special. I think I don't know who's hosting. It might be Bryce, but it's gonna be exciting. So thank you guys so much for watching this animation block. And like I said, let me know in the comments what you guys think about Ultron Revolution, Big Hero 6 the series, and of course OKKO. And I'm Ryder, and this has been the Animation Block.